Hi guys, I'm Amarie, and today we are going to read Otis and the Scarecrow by Lauren Long. It was summer when the Scarecrow first came to the farm, where the friendly little tractor named Otis lived, back when the corn was tall and bright. Otis recalled how the crows had scattered at first. They wanted nothing to do with the Scarecrow, which made the farmer very happy. Otis was also happy. A new friend came to live on the farm. But when Otis went to welcome him, the Scarecrow didn't smile or say hello. He just stood there, sour look on his face, staring at the cornfield. After a while, Otis just left him alone. When the farm animals came by to greet the Scarecrow once again, he didn't smile or say hello. He just stood there, that sour look on his face, staring at the cornfield. The animals didn't know what to think. Who was this new creature? The horse curled his lip at the Scarecrow's musty smell. The ducks pointed at his tattered clothes. The little calf and the puppy were frightened by him. Finally, the bull snarled, huffed, and turned away, and the Scarecrow stood there alone. Summer passed by and by. The crows came back around. They perched and pecked at the Scarecrow. Otis noticed that the Scarecrow didn't shoo them away. He just stood there, with that sour look on his face, staring off at the cornfield. Otis puffed a soft sigh and turned to catch up with his friends. Autumn eventually arrived. The days grew shorter and cooler. Harvest time had left the fields bare, except for the plump pumpkins dotting the fields orange. Otis began pulling wagons filled with children, eager to pick out a pumpkin to carve into a jack-o'-lantern. The farm looked different, but Otis loved the changing season, and we worked and played as hard as ever. Putt, puff, puttity, chuff. It was splendid time on the farm, being together with his family and friends. The cool air drifting through the hills made the animals more rambunctious than ever. A simple game of follow the leader turned into a reckless race over the rolling hills. A game of hide and seek turned into a rowdy rendition of Ring Around the Rosy. The animals playfully circling Otis as he sat, counting 1 putt, 2 puff, 3 puttity, 4 chuck. When Otis tuckered out from all the games, he headed up to the hill, to the apple tree. His frisky friends would join him, and when they were all sitting together, Otis would challenge everyone to a different game. The quiet game. The quiet game is a contest in which everyone must stay quiet and still. No sounds, no laughing, no snorting, no quacking, giggling, or puffing. The player who stays quiet the longest wins. Otis knew the animals loved playing any game, even one that challenged them to sit still. To start the game, he would surge his engine to get everyone's attention, taking a deep breath of air and let out a long, soft putt, puff, puttity, shh. Otis would sit quietly and look over the farm. There was mud pond full with the autumn rains. There were the plump pumpkins dotting the fields orange. There were the shocks of corn fodder all in a row. And there still was the Scarecrow, all alone, staring sternly at the empty corn. The The puppy was always the first to lose the quiet game. He just couldn't sit still. The bull would twitch his nose, which made the little calf giggle. This made the bull chuckle with a snort. The bull's snort would amuse the duck, and their bottoms would wiggle as they held back their giggle. The sight of the ducks were wiggling bottoms would amuse the horse so much that he would roll on the ground, neighing with laughter. At this, the ducks would quack out loud, as soon everyone would be laughing, snorting, quacking, and giggling. This always left Otis the winner, a big grin on his face, as he sat under the apple tree with his friends. One day, a cold rain set. Otis and the animals ran for cover under the apple tree. They huddled together for warmth as Otis looked over the farm. There was the overflowing mud pond, there was the shiny wet pumpkins, and the soaked corn shocks all in a row. And they were swaying back and forth in the cold wind rain was the Scarecrow. Otis couldn't take his eyes off him. He thought about how the Scarecrow must feel. Otis stood up. He marched down the hill. Hut, puff, huddity-chuck, and crossed into the empty cornfield. Without hesitation, Otis chuffed and puffed straight up to the Scarecrow. Back under the apple tree, the animals watched intently. Otis looked up into the painted eyes of the Scarecrow and smiled. The Scarecrow didn't smile back. He just stared off at the empty cornfield as well. The two of them stood quietly in that great big field as the wind and rain battered. Then Otis turned his body around, back right up alongside the Scarecrow. With a chuff, he sat down right next to him. Suddenly, the little calf and the puppy scampered down to the hillside, crossed into the cornfield, and curled up right next to Otis. Gradually, the cow and the horse ambled down the hillside. Before long, the ducks waddled their way too. And finally, the big bull sauntered down into the field, joining the others. Otis surged his engine with everyone's attention, took in a deep breath of air, and let out a long, soft puff, puff, puttity, shh. Otis and the animals sat quietly. Until Puppy couldn't sit still another minute. The bull snorted on the cow's ears. The ducks wiggled their bottoms. As soon everyone was giggling, quacking, laughing, and even puffing. Everyone except Scarecrow, who never uttered a sound. Yes, Otis walked. Yet, as Otis watched, he couldn't be sure, but he thought he might have been seeing the Scarecrow smile. Either way, Otis thought the Scarecrow didn't look so lonely, surrounded by his friends. I hope you guys liked that book like I loved it too. Bye!